Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
A new installment of Pitbull Comedy Jam. It's my guest advertising this great energy drink, Pitbull Energy Drink. And we're going to get, just, if you got the lazy in you, if you got the lethargic, this is it. Your house will never be cleaner. You're going to have a great run, great aerobic workout. Things are getting done. Okay, let's go to the monologue, and then we'll come back to my voluptuous guest and get into what's happening in the world. Okay, how are we doing? Okay. So, first of all, I've been gone. Today is the 13th of January, 2015. We made it to 2015. For me, 2014, most challenging year of my life, particularly the last 6 months, but we kept forging ahead, and we got to the new year, and the world is still standing. Nuclear devastation has not occurred. More tragic stuff has occurred, unfortunately. These maniacs got to France, and because of cartoons, they slaughtered these people, you know, these French. They really, the French, it's different. They're not, when they catch these guys, they're not going for trial. They're killing them all wherever they find them because they don't have the death penalty or life without parole. So they're not interested in the justice system. They know what they're dealing with. And so I worked with the French for a long time. The French kept me in good red wine and great food for many years. So the French were all right by me, and I visited France, and they were very good to me. And it was a really tragic, sad thing, but good for Charlie Hebdo. They're releasing 3 million more copies than normal. And this whole thing was, of course, an attack on free speech. And I tell all comedians, even the ones that hate right-wing Republicans, they hate Christians, whatever, I'm like, look, dude, you're a comedian. You should be the first one at the top of the line, you know, fighting for the freedom of speech, even if it's the freedom of speech is about speech that you don't agree with. Speaking of which, on the way in, I listened to KFI, I think it was Medvid I was listening to. Some Republican guy, and I'm not an anti-Republican, I'm not an anti-liberal, I'm a very middle-of-the-road guy, but some Republican guy, this is where the Republicans have to weed these guys out if they want to have the chance to win the public and some people that are on the fence over to them. This nut job, and I think he's out of the South, which of course makes it worse, he reprinted some white supremacist newsletter article on Facebook that stated that black people can't control their impulses, that it's not safe for anyone to be around them, even other black people, and it went on from there. So he's supposed to be the leader at some convention of Republicans. I don't know. He's supposed to be it's like, dude, did you eat acid? I mean, what is wrong with you? It's just bizarre. Elvis, my guest has a couple of renditions of songs that are not knockoffs, but homages to Elvis. And Elvis' birthday was January 8th. My birthday, what I say to people, the day of my creation, I was thinking about this on the way in. I always like to be a little different than everybody else. And I say the anniversary of the day of my creation, I say, is January 14th, which is tomorrow. And I tell people the 3 most beloved men that ever lived were Capricorns. Muhammad Ali, Elvis Presley, Muhammad Ali, and Jesus Christ. So that's the company I keep. But it's really not the day of creation. It is the day of birth. And then this comes to one of the greatest controversial subjects, of course, was the day of my creation when that sperm hit that egg. That was the day of my creation. When I came out of my mom's womb, that was the day of my birth. So the 14th is the day I popped out. And so that's my birthday. So happy birthday to me. And I did get an exceptional birthday present from the good Lord this year. And I'm not going to say what it is. I also attained the self-discipline because I said I wanted to come into this birthday. I've discussed many times on my show here about how I'm a sugar junkie. I got it real bad. Sugar is 8 times more addictive than heroin or cocaine. There's no drug like it. And except in like futuristic movies where they have these drugs that, you know, drive the alien population insane. You know, aliens. 1 week, no chocolate chip cookies, no chocolate candies, no candy bars, no Reese's peanut butter cups, no Snickers bars, no ice cream, no donuts, no cake, no pie. That, for me, is like a heroin addict who spent 20 years shooting heroin and has been 10 years sober from heroin. That's what it's like for me to be 1 week without that stuff. So bravo to me again. Now, I just wanted to say this. this thing about God works in mysterious ways, you know, I have an agent now. I'm finally going on auditions again. I have this agent, and I'm going to ask my guest, like I ask all my guests about this, if she has any comedy enemies. But my guess is she has more comedy stalkers. But I was going to do a guy's podcast. I gave him 4 days' notice to ask to reschedule, and even said, if it's really a hassle, I'll show up. I'll go to this other event I got last-minute invite to a little late. And he went berserk on me, calling me a loser, telling me my career was over. He was calling all his friends in Hollywood, all his producer friends. He's completely deluded. I mean, seriously deluded, belongs in a facility. And I found this out because I reached out to people that were mutual friends. I got connected to a guy, this guy Robert, who had 9 years in the military, 5 as a Marine, 4 as an Army Ranger. This guy is got a lot more credibility than this nut on Facebook. Well, Robert and I hit it off big time, and Robert sent me emails this guy sent him that actually said, I'm not making this up, the guy said, I know that you've come to my house and you walk around my roof in the middle of the night, and I know you've come in my house and put an implant in my brain. And I saw those and I knew, okay, I'm not without compassion. You know, this guy is really mentally disturbed. But he kept coming at me with such nastiness that I finally bounced back at him on a private message on Facebook. I said, listen, pal, at least I'm not a 54-year-old man who lives with his mommy. He was living with his mother. And that shut him down, man. That shut him down. And I don't know what's wrong with the guy. There's been mental health issues in my family. I am not without compassion. But, you know, when someone keeps attacking you and telling you you're a loser and telling you you're never going to work in this town, you're never going to work in this town again. But here's the thing I'm getting at. But for this guy's hatred, mental illness, psychopathy, insanity, I might never have met this guy, Robert, who wound up putting me in with this agency, and also has been I was really my confidence had been shattered and shaken, and he has just been a godsend, and that's all I can say. I mean, I subscribe to this. God works in mysterious ways. I met, through a lunatic, crazy person, one of the greatest people I've ever met, who has put me in a position to have a chance to make some serious money and to go do what I want to do. I want to be the next Flo on Progressive. That's all I want now in my acting career, by the way. Now, speaking of the crazy person, brings me to what I've taken to recently. During the holiday season, it was boring for me. I was kind of quiet, and I got to obsessing on, I'd never watched the show Criminal Minds, and I always liked Joe Montana, and so I started. They have the marathons on Ion Television, and let me tell you, the show is kind of addicting. Particularly, I find the brunette, Paget Brewster, I think she's just incredibly attractive, and the doctor, the young guy that plays a doctor, I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, the Dr. Reed, the dialogue he spits out, because he knows everything. He's this fount of incredible information. He was like a college graduate at 13. This guy should win an Emmy just for being able to remember all those lines. If you've never seen Criminal Minds, I'd suggest watching it. But know this, it is a very dark show, because it features the serial killers. I don't know if it's true from true FBI files, but there are nuts out there. There are crazy people, and this is why I believe the good citizenry should be armed. I always have pepper spray and a screamer stick. And Merlin, which we didn't show Merlin. Oh, he's being mopey. I can't believe this. I forgot that Merlin's always on camera at the beginning of the show. Let me see if I can find his picture. But anyway, regarding the psychopath nuts, there's been a thing on Facebook, one comic I know who has a podcast has got some threatening email because he talks about there's apparently some bizarre conspiracy theory that Bill Hicks, the beloved comedian who was a real rebel among comics and, you know, anti-establishment and whatever, Bill Hicks was a genius guy and died, I don't know if it was cancer, I'm not sure. I didn't know the man personally, but I know so many comics that don't think this guy was the greatest. And there's some bizarre conspiracy that he didn't die, that the CIA turned him into Alex Jones, the guy that's InfoWars and has all the crazy false flag conspiracy theories, and says that the Newton shooting, the 20 kids slaughtered in the school in Newton, Connecticut, that it was a false flag, that it's a reason for the government to militarize the police forces. And that shit really pisses me off. So let me now go to my New York roots and say how I really feel to those people who call where 20 kids are slaughtered in a school by a lunatic. and they say it's a false flag, and they haven't been to Newton to see the parents who cry every day over not tucking their kids in, not sending them off to school. You people that say that stuff is a false flag, you are motherfucking assholes, idiots, scumbag motherfuckers. And if I ever had the chance to beat you silly in an alley with my eskrima stick, which is Filipino martial arts, and which is a great equalizer. I could take down big men with that stick. I would beat, as long as there are no video cameras, I would beat you mercilessly. So how's that for comedy right there, huh? That's a very lighthearted opening on my comedy show. All right, let's see. Oh, on this note, I will get to the intro to my guest, who I have only gotten to know off of Facebook, the almighty Facebook, and admire from afar on Facebook. And I did see some of her clips, of course. But there was a thing on Facebook this morning. Someone posted a photo, a woman posted this photo of a woman in Germany who has the world record for the biggest boobs. And they were, they're freakish. They're like out to here. And it's not attractive. I don't know any guy that would find it attractive. But they were apparently like 68 triple Zs. And, I was raised on Playboy and beauty pageants and deprived of the nipple. So boobs matter to me. They don't matter to all guys. I work with the French, like I said. It wasn't a big deal. But this is America. And, it's a different reality. So, I'm getting a call. I'm here till 3:30. No, 4:30. Someone's coming. I'm on air right now. You're on air. Okay. So, that was my muse, actually. She's been a great help to me, this woman. So, actually, it's through this woman that just called that I wound up here. She knew the guy that was running this joint, and I wound up with my pod. And this is a beautiful studio, rmconair.com, 323-965-1600. Call in. Great props and gratitude to Herb, who owns Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles and got this thing going, and all the people that run it. It's awesome. Beautiful studio. So now it's time to introduce my guest after discussing the triple Zs. She's not quite at the triple Zs, but her identity has much to do with her burlesque-type reality and what she was gifted with by the good Lord. So,
praise the Lord.
Drum roll. I'm no musical inclination. And now, ladies and gentlemen, what you've all been waiting for, this sexy female performer is true legend in her own underpants. I like the word panties, personally, but underpants is what you wore as a little boy. She has performed all over Hollywood at the world-famous Comedy Store, and it is world-famous, the Ice House. It should be world-famous. Flappers, got to give those guys credit. They've stayed in business for like 3 years or more in Burbank. They're not world-famous, but they should be, and I know the couple that owns it, and they're good people. And she has also performed on kitchen counters, hardwood floors, in back seats of cars, in front seats of cars, on hoods of cars, sidewalks, and even in the dirt. Here is the naughty vixen comedian Joyce Westergaard as Miss Kitty Fairlane.
Fairlane. Thank you. Ooh, is this microphone on? Or should I turn it on?
It looks like it's doing just fine now. Okay, so you happy to be here?
Oh, thank you for having me on your show.
Yes, it's my great pleasure. So I mentioned the gal with the 68 triple Zs, and they're clearly enhanced and not real, but you were born as a buxom gal, is that right?
Oh, baby, these are real. It's all from carbohydrates.
When did your...
There's no plastic or anything.
No, there isn't. When did your buxomness occur? Because I was telling her before we got underway, when I was a kid in New York, Bayside, Queens, nice Jewish boys and girls. We had 2 girls in our 6th grade class that had like 38 double Ds. And if an older man had fooled around with them and he had been accused of, pedophilia or whatever, because they were 13, 14, I'd have to vouch for him because you would never have known that was their age. They were very developed. So is that what happened to you?
No, I just gained a lot of weight, and they all went to my boobies.
It went to the right places.
Yeah.
You hear women say that. I gain weight, but it goes to the right places. I tell those women, don't tell that to other women. They'll hate you for that. So you like to entice your male audiences with.
I do, and women.
And women. Oh,
Yeah.
well, we are in Hollywood.
Yeah.
In L.A. That's
Just have fun.
nothing wrong with fun.
In my Howie, you have a lovely big nose.
Big nose. I have
Yes,
a
you
perfect
do.
Nose.
No, you have a big nose.
Why do you say that?
And it looks very comfortable to sit on.
That's why. Okay, so as sexually obsessed as I thought I was, and I don't express it, that's just going on in my head. Clearly, my guest is not uptight like the rest of America. We still live in a very puritanical society, don't we?
Yes.
People are very uptight. It's an
Very
amazing thing
tight.
to me.
I'm tight.
Remember?
You make
Janet-
me want to do kegels, actually, just looking at you. Ready?
Remember Janet Jackson's nipple slip? How uptight she's doing kegels.
I'm doing them right now.
Remember how many people got so out
Wait,
of
I'm
control?
number 7. Oh, goodness. Oh, let me hold him for a second. And hold.
Merlin's here
And
now.
hold.
Come here,
Oh,
buddy.
Merlin. I love puppies.
There we go. Merlin didn't get to say hello at
so
the beginning of the
cute.
show. You'll notice scratches maybe up here. He goes after the kitty cats in the yard. These cats are stupid enough to keep coming in the yard where the monster is. And the other day he got one in his mouth. I had a banging him on the head to let go of the cat.
Little cutie pie.
Anyway, when you came in, he came up to you, he jumped up, and he went right for the nuzzle of those girls.
Animals
Really.
love me. Well, as you know, I'm a singer, dancer, actress, and a songwriter.
Oh, you're a songwriter.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
But
yeah, that's
I've
right. You brought a
acted.
couple of songs.
Yeah.
Acting.
I'm an actor.
Not an actress.
No, I haven't been in much, but a lot of men have been in me.
So you wear that with great pride then.
Yes, I do.
Have any of these men that have been in you, with you, wound up becoming obsessed or stalkerish?
Well, of course, look at me.
So how do you deal with the stalkers?
I tell them to fuck off. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Have you ever had to stab any of them or beat any of them? Or
No. No.
No?
What I do,
violence?
well, I'm a stunt woman on the side too.
Oh, you
and
are?
if the guy's being a jerk, you know
just
what I do?
wrestle them to the ground?
I wrestle him on the bed and I push him all over and move him all over. Then I ride him like a horsey. And then I tell him to get the fuck out.
And so you're like really from another era.
That's
right?
correct,
Do
yes.
you feel out of place in 2015?
Not really. Just other people are out of place.
No, because it seems like you're like right out of the 40s or the lounge singers, the glamour, the burlesque.
Right.
The 50s?
Yes,
The
50s, 60s.
No, the 60s were
I'm
the
like
hippies.
a Jane Mansfield, but with brown hair and a little more curvy.
And
little
I
more
say,
chubby.
what do you think about my theory? If we could send into those terrorist training camps women like you with big, bountiful breasts that they could just take a nap on and rest and feel some nurturing. You think that might turn the whole
Oh,
world
yes.
around?
I would go there. Well, basically, it's a booby hug. So, booby hugs to all. You want a booby hug?
I don't know. Yes,
You
I
want
want
a
a
booby hug?
movie. All right,
Oh,
that's a
goodness.
first on
Goodness.
Pitbull Comedy Jam.
God.
There's no- what are you going to do? Say no? I mean, I don't want to
know.
offend my guest.
I know.
So, where have you been performing? When you perform your comedy, you do straight up stand-up comedy, but you also incorporate music.
Yes,
Right?
I'm a singer. That's right. And I take songs and change them how I want to. Make them dirty.
You like to make them dirty.
Yeah, naughty.
So when did you become sexually obsessed? Was it as a little girl? Was it when you hit puberty?
No, it's the element of surprise, so I like to, shock people. I love sex, but it's the flirtation and just, the shock value when people are like, oh my God, what did she say? Ooh, I liked it, but it's awkward, but I like it, but it's awkward.
Well, they love it in the
like
comedy
that.
clubs, right?
Yes, I hope so. And not everyone likes it.
No.
You know, comedy's different for all people.
Yeah, but
So-
people that have delicate sensibilities should not be walking into comedy
They
clubs
shouldn't
in
go
LA.
to any fucking comedy clubs.
No.
If you don't want to hear any language, racism, all that stuff, because that shit's funny.
Yeah. Now, but there are some female comics that are getting really tired, I've seen on Facebook, about a lot of male comics, the younger male comics, they have a lot of anger towards women because they're not getting any. And they feel like they're being rejected.
And they shouldn't, because they're ugly.
Oh, they're
That's why they
assholes.
try to be funny.
Unlike myself, who's gorgeous and is just naturally
You're hot.
talented. But
But you're pretty on the inside.
I'm pretty on the inside. I try. I've been doing a lot of work on that. But yeah, I've seen a couple of women who run rooms that said there'll be no more rape jokes. If you do a rape joke, you're off the stage.
I don't have any
touchy
rape jokes.
But you do have ride men like horsey jokes.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a song, and I mentioned it was Elvis's birthday, and I mentioned that for a reason because, well, it always should be
Elvis.
acknowledged. And I think this was the 50th anniversary of his. This was his 50th birthday since he died, I think.
January 8th was his birthday.
Right, but I mean, I think it's 50 years. Did I hear correctly?
I think you're right. I saw a Facebook post.
He's
that
still,
said
you
that.
know, iconic, legendary, unbelievable. They're still running the movies. I mean, he really made quite an impression. There's no getting away from that. Very sad the way he went. What about you? I see you got your flask. So you like a little
I'm a
alcohol, but you're
flask.
not a raging alcoholic like so many comedians.
Well, actually, it's just water. It just makes me look more badass.
Oh,
Ooh, that's strong. That's strong water. Hi, baby. Little baby kissy. No, anyway, so I told you, but I'm also single. So I'm a
You're
musician.
single. How can
yeah.
you be single?
Oh, excuse me.
Merlin wants to get between the girls.
Anyways, and I'm also single and have a small pussy.
And I would assume you're referring to your little kitty cat?
My little pussy. But everybody loves her. I'm always getting
Merlin,
compliments about how beautiful she is and how soft and smooth and how great she smells. But I have a song about her, Howie.
You have a what?
I have a song about her I like to sing.
Okay. You going to sing it live or we have the CD?
I have the CD.
Okay.
And anyways, it's such a cute. It's an Elvis song. Instead of Hound Dog, it's called Pound Cat.
Okay, and by the way, before we cue this up, props to my new sound engineer today, Paulina. She's contending with this quite well, and she's the one. I don't know from these soundboards, so you can't. I mean, you got to have somebody here to help you. So, Paulina, whenever you're ready, take it away. Let's hear the song.
So I hope you enjoyed this song, and if you don't, I really don't give a shit. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it, Paulina. And you can sing Back Up Meows.
Bad cat meow.
No, Back Up Meows.
Back up meows. Oh, I'll
That's
see
right.
if I really have no musical inclination.
No, it's okay. Neither
Except
do
when I
I.
used to be drunk and alone.
Oh,
it's
I don't hear
playing?
the
Can we
music,
hear it?
baby.
Oh, we got to put the
Oh,
headphones.
excuse me. I need headphones. That would be helpful. Can we take it to the top and turn up the music a little bit? Okay.
You can cue me for a meow, okay? Because I don't have my headphones on.
Okay. Ooh.
You can hear
No
it,
wonder
okay,
I
right?
couldn't hear the music. Turn it up, yeah.
You ain't nothing but. You ain't nothing but.
Oh,
You
want
ain't
it on-
nothing
am I
but
doing
a
it on
pound
camera?
kitty. Meowing all the time. You ain't nothing but a pound kitty. Meow, meowing all the time. You ain't never caught a mousey, but you are a friend of mine. The pound said you were cross-eyed. Well, then I said, oh my. The pound said you were declawed, but then you scratched my couch. You ain't never caught a mousey, but you are a friend of mine.
Meow.
The pound said you had
meow.
ringworm, nice, and also dirty flies. The pound said you were spayed, but you ran off and you got laid. You ain't never caught a mousey, but you are a friend of mine.
Meow, meow.
Meow. Ooh, 16, what is it? 16-second musical break.
Oh, is that what it is?
Ready?
Ready.
Boop, boop, boo, doo. It's all you.
Meow, meow.
Meow. Come on, Paulina.
Oh,
You
meow.
ain't nothing but a pound kitty. Meowing all the time. Meow, 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 baby. Meow, 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 meow.
Meow.
Yeah, come on, baby. Any Elvis fans out there? Oh, that's right. You better be. Come on, adopt a kitty or a doggy at your local shelter. 2 lives can be saved, baby. Yours and theirs. Come on. That's right.
Oh, excuse me. What happened? I just totally changed
there
my
more?
voice. Well, that's it. That's for that song.
Okay, that's for that song. We'll get to another song in the next segment. But, okay, so that song, you actually do have a four-legged furry little cat with a tail.
I do.
And that cat's name is?
Meg.
Meg?
Meg.
Not named after Meg Ryan.
No. I actually adopted her. Can I use my real voice?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait, before you do, this is the real person, the creator of Kitty Fairlane, Miss Joyce Westergaard, and that's with 2 A's. And by the way, is that Dutch?
Yes, Norwegian and Dutch.
Oh, well, you don't look Norwegian.
I dye my hair.
Oh.
But these are real. My hair color isn't.
I have a Norwegian friend named Eagleson. And I always used to say to him that he was the king of the Vikings.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's an
He has
interesting name.
3 kids, and
Wow.
I call them the Viking heirs.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, great guy. Put me in, gave me work, his background work on a TV show. He was a cinematographer. He's worked on major shows. Great guy. I knew him from years ago. I worked with his wife as we were waiter and waitress in a little cafe, and I was like sped out of my mind. You know, caffeine, energy drinks, and she was the calmest. At the end of Friday nights, she'd look at me and go, "Howie, when I work with you, I just feel like crying."
Aw,
No,
is
not
that
in a
good?
bad way, because we were such polar opposites, but she's just the sweetest gal. And they created 3 great children, who I still haven't met, I must meet. But I was in Norway. No, I was in Sweden, and I met a Norwegian girl, like 6 feet, blonde, stunningly beautiful. So,
Did you
know,
get action?
No, I didn't, just
No?
in my mind.
Oh, nice.
But, whatever. Okay, so you're Norwegian.
Norwegian and Dutch, yes.
You speak that language?
No. I've been there, so I've been to Norway.
Oh, yeah? I've been to Copenhagen. Were you in Copenhagen?
Oh my gosh, Copenhagen. Love. You say
Did you go to-
Copenhagen or
I
Copenhagen?
call it Copenhagen. I thought.
Tomato, tomato. I love.
Did you go to Christiana?
I loved it.
Christiana, where they sold all
No.
the hash in the pot out in the open.
No, I'm not
it's
a big
unbelievable.
pot
Isn't that-
smoker.
look, that whole area is very.
I just do heroin. That's my.
They're very uninhibited.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you tell me your parents are both tall Viking type Swedes.
My dad's tall. My mom's 5'3". I'm
Oh, really?
5'4".
What do they think of us, Kitty Fairlane?
My mom gets it. My dad's like.
What
He
is-
doesn't get it.
Is your dad a minister or
He's
something?
no, and I'm shocked, but he's just like.
Are you
well,
an
I'm
only
doing it for me,
child?
nobody else.
Are you an only child?
No, I have an older brother.
You have an older brother?
Yeah, 2 years older.
And is he here in L.A.?
He's in Lake Havasu, Arizona, where I'm from.
Oh, I went there on a Memorial Day weekend. I couldn't believe. That's where you're from? So you
Yeah.
were there every
Oh!
Memorial Day with all the boats in the lake? You could walk over the boats?
Right. I did. I moved
And it was
away
like 140
in 90.
degrees.
I did all that.
When did you
party.
move away?
In 90, after high school.
Oh, okay. So,
That doesn't
what
give
did
away
you
my
think
age.
when you first came to L.A., did you go straight to Hollywood?
I went to Pasadena. I went to an acting school,
Oh,
American
okay.
Academy of Dramatic
that's a
Arts.
great- okay.
And
but you totally belong in Hollywood.
I do. That's
know,
why I'm here.
I mean,
It's-
living
it's,
in Hollywood.
Yeah, I finally found a really nice area that I love. I live in Studio City.
Oh, you do?
I love
Okay.
Santa Monica, but that's a little too far.
I've
for...
been valley bound for a long time because you got a lot more for your money. I got a backyard, fruit trees, a pool. I couldn't believe it, But when I first came out, I lived on Venice Oceanfront Walk, right on the walk,
Wow.
looking at the Pacific Ocean every night. I came.
Were
home
you
from
by
dinner.
Roger Corman Studios?
I don't know.
Back
That
in
was
the
like
day?
1920.
I'm opening one of these.
Working as a busboy at Marina City Club, I would walk home, sit down in front of the window in a recliner chair and smoke a joint, and just be amazed that I
Ooh,
was
that's good.
3,000 miles away from my parents, that I was as far away as I could get in the contiguous United States. You like your energy drink? You're going to be bouncing. You're going to be bouncing all around.
I'm not lying. It's really good. I'm
Oh,
not
it
saying
is
this
really
is
good.
delicious. It's
Yeah.
really tasty.
It's tasty, and it does the trick. Like right now, I'm very relaxed. I didn't sleep that well. So the truth is I should go for an energy drink, but right now if I drink this late in the day, forget it.
Forget about
I
it.
won't sleep for a couple
Forget
of days.
about it.
I'm very sensitive to
Yeah.
energy drinks. Okay, so what have you, do you go out on auditions all the time, either as Miss Kitty or as yourself, or what?
I do. I went on an audition last summer, and they're working on this project, and I sent them my reel because the character was more Kitty more than me.
Yeah.
So I just sent them my reel because that's how I saw the side breakdown,
Right.
character breakdown, And so emailed it to them like, oh my God, please come to the audition. And they enjoyed it. Then I did the audition, nailed it. And I can't talk about the project, but it's it's Kitty-esque.
It's Kitty-esque.
But a little more toned down. But I went as that character. But stand-up, I do Miss Kitty, and then I break character, go into different voices. But she's so much fun to play, and people are like, what is going on?
Right.
Till they get it. It's like I'm taking you somewhere. It's like, because with talking that high, I can say whatever I want.
Right.
I can be naughty, but it breaks it down. It's like if you're English, if American was supposed to say, fuck you, asshole,
Right.
and then
Say
an
with
English
a
was
proper
like,
English
hey,
accent.
fuck you, asshole.
Right.
It breaks
Yeah.
it down. It softens,
Yeah, no
So
question.
with Miss Kitty, I can just be free and be as crazy. And I'm kind of like a Weird Al Yankovic, but hotter, hopefully. But just taking songs and making them silly, funny.
And these come to you out of the blue as you're driving in the middle of the night. You wake up and.
Yeah, but I have to love the song. I have to be passionate.
But do they come to you
sing
because you sat down after visiting a dispensary and did a few bong hits or knocked back a couple of
You'd
martinis?
be surprised, but I don't do
can't
drugs. I like to eat. That's my drug. That's my problem.
My drug, like I told you, is sugar.
Yeah.
You like to eat.
Yeah.
You like to eat a lot.
Not a lot, but
You
that's
love
like
food.
my emotional vice. We all have
Okay.
emotional
Yeah.
vices.
So you say
but
no martinis for Miss Kitty
I
Fairley?
do love martinis.
Well, that was
Dirty
my-
martinis.
No. You know what they say about martinis? They're like boobs. One's too few, three's too many, two is perfect.
Oh,
That's what you're
oh, I like. I
You
gotta
never
write that
heard
down.
that?
I gotta write that down.
You're supposed to
Oh.
only have 2 martinis, but I used to go from 2 martini Howie, who was very charming and personable, to 4 martini Howie, who was very touchy-feely, to 6 martini Howie, who was completely obnoxious, self-deprecating, and very loud.
Ooh.
And going from this to the squeezing.
Oh goodness.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
You
goodness.
just love lifting those up and shaking them around.
Well, I should have tightened my bra a little more. They're kind of sagging.
So are we at,
Whatever.
let's just get to it. Are we at 42 Ds? Or do we break 40
I
or
always
just 38s?
say 38 D or double D, but I'm probably like a 40, 42. I'm like, no, I'm not a 42.
I play the detective in murder mystery dinner shows. And I got to do
Where?
a show at Mateo's in Westwood. We've done them here at the Brownstone Bistro, which is where
Oh,
the studio
cool.
is located. But I've been doing it for years, and I get to play around with the people. And sometimes I get lucky and I get corporate events, private parties, companies. And some are very uptight. They're all worried about sexual harassment stuff because I play around with the people and I do innuendo,
Right.
the handcuffs, look at that smile,
Yeah.
But one of them was for biomedical engineers up in San Francisco. They flew me
Oh,
up there.
geez.
These
They're,
guys
like,
were crazy.
serious.
I was told you can do anything. Anything. And there was one woman there, and she had the big, big boobs. And I came in, I killed a hitman, I take control of the room, and I playing around with people, and I looked at her, and I said whatever to her, and I started to walk away, and then I turned around, and I said, by the way, lady, those are some really big tits you got there. And they went crazy because that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
Well, look, again, this is America.
Oh, I thought they would be more like straight-laced.
No, not the biomedical engineers. They
Really?
Were, yeah, they,
Oh, I
it's
was like,
funny,
oh
the
my God,
scientists,
you
yeah,
better look
They
out.
wanted to go crazy. I've had other companies that were very straight-laced, very uptight, and you walk out on eggshells. But that's when I'm doing murder mystery. When you're in a comedy club, you should never have to walk on eggshells. You're taking your risk, and if you want to do graphic sexual stuff, nasty, you want to do racial stuff, that's your business. But you got to understand you're running risk, especially when you go racial, especially in this day and age, which is way far from being post-racial. Look what happened to Michael Richards. He's gone, done.
Right.
Kramer, the funniest physical comedian probably ever.
Yeah.
One, you can't do it. Well, why? I know why comics that say the N-word.
I don't. He didn't say that as a joke though. He
well,
he wasn't
thought
on stage
he
being
was trying
funny.
to do what you say. Miss Kitty can be shocking. He's not a stand-up comedian. He's an ensemble actor who has incredible physical comedy skills. Mm-hmm. he's trying to do stand-up. He's Kramer. He's Michael Richards. You know, he's on the biggest sitcom that was going, and he just thinks he's being funny. Going, you know, you're an N. I won't say it. I can't say it. There's no way. This
Right.
over. And I saw that, man. I'm like, oh my God, this guy is so finished. But you know what was really telling about that? Seinfeld went on Letterman and stepped up for him a little, but Seinfeld never uttered the words, "I have never heard Michael speak like that." That was very telling to me, because if I had a close friend or a colleague who did something so bad, and I knew that was not who he was, and I had the level of fame that Seinfeld has, or, you know, I would be like, look, man, this was an aberration. But he didn't say that. So, I don't know, but Michael Richards wasn't a likable guy, I heard from a lot of people.
He was likable?
He wasn't.
Or he wasn't? Oh, that's always a stinker.
I stood next to him at the Good Earth restaurant in Studio City. I wanted to get a carob chick cookie when I was trying to get away from chocolate, which is carob. You might as well eat cardboard. He was right next to me at the counter. When I see celebs that have made me laugh, I usually just go, there's a hand I'd like to shake. But the vibe coming off of him, you just knew leaving.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Have you run into any of your celebrities that you grew up with, or that you said, you know, thanks for the laughs, or you inspired me, or anything like that? And have they been kind? Have they received their accolades? You should be able to receive your accolades as a celebrity. You should be able to receive the people's appreciation. That's what I think.
There's moments I've been wanting to, but I don't, because it's just like, it's, you know.
When I was younger, I got told I looked like Travolta. And when I lose some weight, I get Travolta. And getting Travolta is better than getting Shambling. Nothing against Gary, but, you know, in terms of sex appeal and good looking, Travolta was the guy. You know, Grease, you know, that whole character.
You don't have powder in your hair, though.
But here's the thing. And I got lucky because of looking like Travolta.
Oh.
I did, with a couple of really, you know, sexy, good-looking girls, and that was the thing. And it's fine. You don't like me? You think I look at it? Use me as you will. And he walked into my restaurant where I was working, and I walked right up to him at the front door, and I shook his hand, and I said, "There's a hand I got to shake," and I got next to his ear, and I said, "I owe you a debt of gratitude." Because I've gotten lucky a few times because they think I look like you.
Oh.
And he was all smiles. He handles his celebrity very well, and I like that. I've seen him on talk shows. He knows, you know, he goes somewhere, people want to take pictures with him. He's very good about it, you know. He says, I'm a movie star. I understand that.
They're there because of their fans. So if you don't acknowledge your fans,
their talent,
then
you know,
don't
got
get
them
into
somewhere,
business.
and their fans keep coming to see him. And now, who's losing fans because of what's coming out of them? A lot of celebs, movie stars, are losing fans because they have to make their political views known. And that upsets a lot of people. And you should just shut up. You know, just let them come to see your movies and make your money. So.
But if they have a voice to change things for the good,
it
then
depends how they state
I'm all
it.
for. Right.
A lot of them have a tendency to talk down on those that don't think like them. And you got to be diplomatic if you want to gain an office. I personally like Ben Affleck. I'm not nearly as liberal as him, but I like that guy, and I think he gets a bad rap. I think there's a lot of envy and jealousy towards him. When they said he's going to be Batman, they're like, well, why is everyone so angry he's going to be Batman? You know, I like Affleck. You know who I think is one of the funniest actor of our generation? Vince Vaughn.
I heard he's a pill.
He's a regular guy.
No, I heard he's not very friendly.
Really?
No.
Because that's a hand I would shake. And if he wasn't friendly to me, I'd say to him, dude, that's not cool. I'm telling you that you're the funniest guy going, and you ought to just receive it. He's got the height on me, but I'd have Merlin chew his ankles off.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about you. I would think Miss Kitty Fairlane, to me, lends
Fairlane. Miss Kitty Fairlane.
Fairlane. Fairlane.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And it seems to me Kitty Fairlane would have a one-woman show. Well,
I'm working on it.
You are working on it.
Slowly.
You don't actually go topless.
No.
You just go teasing.
I tease and tease.
And tantalize.
I'll always have a bra on because otherwise I'd trip. In a corset.
All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to speak about how great Pitbull energy drink is. We'll do a commercial,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah, Merlin, come here. Come on. Come see the people. Come on. There you go. Tell them. Merlin loves Pitbull energy drink. See how much you love it? And I'm just telling you,
Merlin.
I've brought Pitbull energy drink to friends. When I do my shows
Hi,
here,
baby.
I abscond with a can or two. You know,
Hi, baby.
I'm going to spread the word, and all you hear is good things. It tastes great. They have one that's for diabetes. If you have diabetes, you can drink it. It's really great. So if you like energy drinks, try it. Like I say, if I get up at 5, 6 in the morning, then I could utilize this. But if I were to drink this or have a cup of tea even with caffeine after 2, I'll be up for a couple of days. Because I'm a very delicate man.
You're a very delicate flower.
Man. Very delicate man. So, you heard my theme song, Every Day I'm Hustling. That's Rick Ross. You ever see Cat Williams' special? He comes out to that song. You got to see it. It's brilliantly funny.
I'll write it down. My notes.
Cat Williams, I'm not sure. He's had a few specials, but it's one where I think he's in D.C. And he goes, what if librarians had this as their theme song? And he is great physically, too. I don't have this ability. He acts like he's a librarian turning pages in a book. And it's just, I'd never heard that song. And I think it's the theme song of L.A., right? Doesn't everyone you know is on the hustle, right?
Not my theme song, but...
Are you hustling every day to get Kitty Fairlane out there into the public eye?
Yeah, but I'd probably pick an Elvis song.
Okay, well,
Let's see. Which
which
song,
Elvis
though?
song inspires you?
Suspicious Minds.
Well, that's certainly L.A. What
We're
did you
caught in
think?
a trap. We can't walk out.
No.
Because nobody hires us, baby.
It's, you know, the thing about L.A., though, that I tell everyone is it really is true. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. I mean,
You just
today,
can't give up. That's the...
No.
You do have to keep hustling, but...
Never give up.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, today, I've got this podcast over at Pico La Brea in the back of a nice restaurant in a nice studio. They don't know me in any other countries. They don't know me across this country. But maybe as this keeps going out on YouTube, all of a sudden, I get attention, and somebody of consequence says, this guy, you know, talk show time. And they say to me, you got to come along with some characters. And I say, well, I'm going to bring in Miss Kitty Fairlane. And just, you know, that kind of stuff happens. Or if you worked in restaurants like I do, you're working in a restaurant, don't yell at the busboy, your busboy, because 6 months later, he could be producing a $50 million film. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
L.A.
Yeah.
And the other thing I tell everyone in L.A. that's in this game, get in front of cameras every time you can. That's why we're here, right?
Oh, can I say something, too? Because you've done background?
Yes.
Okay. Talking about treating people nice, because I do my day job. I do costumes for
I
TV
could see
film.
that you're a costumer.
I do
could see that.
costumes. No, but through the years, I've seen how the background's been treated extras, and it really just pisses me off.
Not always, but you're right. So a lot of times they call wranglers because they get fed up. Because you know why? I agree with you, because I've been it, but I'm not a crazy person. I have learned when you did background, you had to bring my camping chair, and you had to stake your space, and you had to be very careful who you spoke to.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a big background thing. Because I did one where it was a basketball game. It's supposed to be Madison Square Garden. My friend Eddie got me, and he did wardrobe on all these big movies. That's where I got my vouchers. And I remember saying to him, what is with these people? You know, because they were not. I mean, I see nuts. You know, I recognize nuts.
I mean, there's
You know,
the ones who are so quirky who stick out when you're like, you are
But
an asshole. Like, then you. But it's how production treats them. It's
No,
how
I agree. But here's what Eddie said to me.
actors and
Here's what
the
Eddie
crew,
said. Eddie
you know.
said, Howie, at least half these people are this close to homeless. And I thought, you know, again, I'm not without compassion, but there was a part of me that was like, well, it ain't me. I'm not one of those people. But you know what? 6 months ago, I had to leave my house. I won't use that word, but I've been staying with friends. So I've been humbled. And background work is exactly where I would turn right now. And I'm going to start looking at doing it for 2 reasons. One, you don't have time to spend your money. You're on a set for 12 hours. You know what else I do? I come with the Ziploc bags. I abscond with as much food as I can. I abscond with so much food.
You're one of those.
Yep. 'Cause I just do. And the other thing is you will put on weight if you do extra work, background work every day. And I did one show with, and I'll say this out loud, I don't know the woman. I know she beat back breast cancer, and I had always liked her on
Back?
back.
What?
She beat back cancer. She beat cancer.
Okay.
She had breast cancer, I think. Mara Tierney. She was on the show with George Siegel, I think. The comedy show of David Spade, Just Shoot Me. She was one of the characters in this. It was a lawyer show. We were in a DA's office, and at the break, what did the background do? They run to the craft services, right?
Right.
Because it's a boring day. You're sitting around, and she came by and she made a remark about the roaches are at the table, and I thought, fuck you, lady. That's fuck you, and she earned my dislike at that moment. That was out of line, but
Yeah, that's
also
exactly.
It ain't right.
That's.
And I saw the Wranglers. They treat, but it's a caste system, and you know this. If you're in SAG in your background, you're treated a lot differently than the non-union background. Mm-hmm. You show up. I almost felt a little guilty, but you show up in the morning, and they have the breakfast truck. And if you're in SAG, brie cheese, asparagus, smoked salmon omelet. Mm-hmm. If you're non-union, you go over to that table, and they got the chafing dishes with the eggs that have been sitting in there for 3 hours.
Right.
So, if you're going to do it, if you're in SAG, and I've gotten a bump up like 3 times. And that's why I was talking to my friend Robert, who brought me into this agency. Just being on sets, you never know what's going to happen, right? Especially someone as proprietary as you. You're very distinct. So if you did wind up doing background for whatever kind of thing it might be, you're going to stand out. And if they have they need a little interaction, or they
No, I do costumes. I don't do background.
But I'm saying, if you ever did it,
I did when I started, but that's not.
The money's not bad now. Well, here's where you do backgrounds. Those commercials. Have you ever done background on commercials?
No.
Oh, that is gold. It starts at $3.85 for the first 8. If you do it on the weekends, it starts at double time.
Right.
They go 12, 14 hours. You work 4 days in a row. We had a weather delay. I get a check for $2,500, and all that food I absconded with.
Yeah.
Countless candy bars.
But my main thing is when a PA production assistant treats the background like they're nothing, and I'm like, you are a production assistant. They have no. That's where it's
a little power
the
trip.
Attitude.
Yeah, no,
it's like
wrong.
Unless they earn it and they are dicks or whatever, then you know what, put them in their place. But treat people with respect, because you don't know.
You're 100%
you don't know who you're
correct.
talking to.
You do not know what one of those background guys that you, as the PA, treated badly. Like I said, his screenplay is going to sell next week. You're going to come into interview to be a PA or to be first AD. You've graduated to and he's going to say, yeah, I remember you. Get the fuck out of my office,
Right.
But I set and this is nothing whether he's gay, and I'm just saying the guy happened to be flaming gay, as many wardrobe guys are, right? I mean, it's Hollywood. They like dress up, and fantastic, I'd have him style me any day. I'm not that good with clothes.
I like your shirt.
Yeah, thank you. I'm okay, and I wear this sometimes with a nice green sport jacket and black slacks and black shoes, and I go out and I'm as a detective. I've wanted out to events, a screening, whatever. I can dress, but I'd love to have a stylist. And if it's like they had that show, gay. Queer guys, the queer guys for the straight guy to teach them how to dress.
Show. Yeah.
Okay, so I get there on time, sign in, do my thing, bring my voucher or whatever, or bring my suitcase. There was and I go in his little trailer, and he had one of those, queen conniption fits. Mm-hmm. He got all on me for, I don't remember exactly what it was, but he treated me disrespectfully. I dealt with it. I got my thing. I walked out. Then I stew. I don't know about you, but I stew.
Well, yeah.
And then I decide what I'm going to do. And I thought,
Yeah, it takes a while to brush.
Yeah, I was like, no,
off.
this guy's not talking to me like that. And I went back to that trailer, and I said, listen, dude, all I did was what they asked me to do. I don't know what's going on with your morning here, and I'm sorry if you're having a bad one, but there was no cause for you to speak to me like that. And, you know, when you confront people that are not used to being confronted,
Right.
that think they have some kind of power over you,
Right.
they back down real quick. And he was apologetic. I said, listen, man, I know.
I've seen a lot. I've seen it a lot. So
I'm sure you
so
have.
when I
If you
work with
on
them, I
sets,
try and be as kind. And
do you give
real.
all the male and female extras a nuzzle to help them?
No,
If
I'm
the ones that are
working
treated
professionally
mean,
there.
well, the ones that are treated mean, do you let them have a little nuzzle so they feel better? You have that to offer.
I'll give them a hug, and
What is it, a booby
I'll
hug?
give them a free Coke.
You know, background work, I have had some interesting experiences, met some interesting people. It's been funny to me, too, to listen to the complaints. I remember being on one set, I think it was an Arnold movie. Arnold wasn't there, but they were bitching about how he was getting like 40 million or 25 million or whatever, and, you know, we're getting whatever. Now it's up to 153 for the first 8 for background.
Yeah, I like how he kept all the film,
But-
the shooting here in California.
Well, good for bravo. Oh, you mean no? He fucked up, but they're coming. The mayor of the city finally did something to bring it back. It's bizarre that Arnold didn't focus
Yeah.
on that. But anyway, they were complaining about his.
He was focusing on something else.
Well, his maid. You know, and she wasn't a French. It wasn't like she was some French spanking maid. You know, it was very odd. But, you know, this guy, who knows? I'm not Arnold. I don't know if I ever met Arnold. I mean, I would shake his hand. He is iconic. He is a character, whatever. You can't take away Arnold, the accomplishments he's done. But, when background people are bitching about the star of the movie getting 25 million and they're getting 120 for the day or whatever, I said, listen, don't you guys get that there would be no movie but for him? He's the star. He created that. We haven't created that yet. You
Right.
know, this is just how it works. Do you know how much food I took home from this thing yesterday? You know, come on. I would take
food.
apples.
I brought you some food.
Oh, I would take apples, candy bars. I would run a little risk on the perishable food, like the last meal of the day.
The last
might
meal.
be, you know,
Yeah.
it would be hot food. It might be enchiladas, burritos, tacos, whatever. So you're running a little risk because you might be going another 6 hours. But I would still pack them up in the Ziploc and figure, you know, they can sit out long enough. Then there was the foods you don't have to worry about.
That craft
You know,
service table, though, is
there's
dangerous.
plenty of candy bars, and I'm a tea drinker, so I'd always abscond with tea bags. Look,
You
I'm not,
teabag.
I'm not, because sometimes they'd really have high quality different teas there. I'm not I've stolen pillows from hotels. I always bring a big enough suitcase that I could stuff a pillow because they have the best pillows. But I'll tell you, you know what? It doesn't change the fact that that was thievery. Part of you says it's okay because I paid them, especially if it's Vegas. I lost, but you know
Pillow
what?
thief.
It's still thievery, and it's against the Ten Commandments. And
Did they charge you later and
no,
you didn't
they
realize
don't know.
it?
They don't know. They don't know on pillows.
Or
you
bring
know.
your
I'll
bad
tell you what
pillows.
they
Bring
know
your
on
bad
is-
pillows in exchange. Do an exchange.
That's not a bad idea.
Do an exchange.
They know the fancy plush robes. If those are gone, you're getting
Then
charged. You're getting charged. But
Hi.
it's still thievery, and it's not right. It's like that old joke. Guy standing on a corner, and he asks every woman that comes by, would you sleep with me for $5? Would you have sex with me for $5? No. They slap him in the face. They kick him in the balls. They tell him he's an asshole. You know, but it's a numbers game, right? If you ask 100 women, if I went out there today and just walked down the street and asked 100 women to have sex with me, one of them's going to say yes. She might not be the dream girl of my life, but
I will.
someone's going to say yes. So the joke is,
I have a low self-esteem. I'll sleep with you, Howie.
he says to one woman, would you sleep with me for $10,000? And yes, I would. Then he says, would you sleep with me for $5? And she says, no, what do you think I am? And he says, we've already established that. Right now, we're just negotiating price.
Oh.
And it's the same as, okay, I stole, like if here, I stole some butter pats, because I don't have any butter at home right now.
You from where? Here?
From this restaurant. It's a restaurant. I could sidle in and grab some
Naughty
butter
boy.
pats. Okay, it's still stealing. You know, unless I asked and said, do you mind if I take some butter pats? But something inside my head says, that's okay. Well, I do it at Murder Mystery. I do it at the restaurants. Wherever I do Murder Mystery, I always abscond with the bread and the butter pats. And my rational...
Does your partner know you still butter?
Oh.
Not your partner, your chickadee who called.
Oh, no,
Does
that's
she?
not my... No. In fact, she's down on bread right now. She's telling me not to eat bread, which I'm basically not eating bread, but with soup when it's cold, chicken corn chowder, Progresso, throwing some chicken, throwing some veggies, throwing some brown rice, nice hunks of bread toasted with dripping butter.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting all worked up now. You're like Costanza in that episode, that Seinfeld episode. You were probably... George Costanza, who wanted to incorporate...
I was visualizing
sex.
a woman, sorry.
No, he wanted to
So I'm like a
incorporate
guy?
sex and food at the same time. And there's a scene where he's under the covers, and then he takes a break, and he opens the drawer, and he eats a pastrami sandwich, and then he gets back to the sex.
Oh.
That's you.
I don't do that.
What about having some of these various men that you've encountered? You get coconut cream pie, a banana cream pie, and let them eat it off the girls?
I haven't tried that yet.
Well, that's something that I think is a very effective way to get close.
I just put tassels on them and go like this.
It's so
Very
funny.
large
We
tassels,
really-
like curtain tassels, like this long. You know those long ones? That are
Dylan
like
wants you to
this.
scratch his butt.
I'll scratch your butt.
We really, it's funny, I think back, we really were raised on Playboy at my generation when we grew up. And they were very repressed, New York, neurotic Jewish parents. Not all my friends. My dad was particularly repressed. So, all teenage boys, now, in this day and age, I mean, it's unbelievable, the online porn and all. But I saw a report, and I don't believe this, and tell me if you believe it. that most teenage boys are on average online 31 hours a week. First of all, I believe that's double. Then they said out of those 31 hours, only 3 or 4 are spent watching porn. Now, we're talking 15 and 16-year-old boys, and I don't buy it for a minute. If I had what they have today when I was 14 and 15, I'd never leave the computer. I'd be looking for girls like you, shaking them.
Well,
all right, so what about what's
interesting.
coming up for me? You're working on a one-woman show as well. You should be.
yes.
I mean, I think that. Will you go just one woman, or will you have a couple of peripheral characters that come in and
I
out
like
of
some
your show?
characters. Yeah.
I'll be a peripheral character. in
You'd
your
be
show.
fabulous.
I'll be the boob exam.
The homeless man?
No, the homeless man who poses as a boob exam doctor. Did you ever see that?
You're my
before?
gynecologist slash milkman, homeless man.
Did you ever see that in Florida? I'm not making this shit up. Some guy, look at this. I'm getting a call again. I can't.
You're so busy.
I'm such a popular man. Because I'm giving out money lately. That's why.
Are you?
I learned something.
How much do I get today?
Do we have a call? That's not a call for us, is it? No. I see it flashing
Oh,
up. I get
man.
excited.
Call
That's
us.
okay.
Call
Well, I
us.
can
Ask
call
us
you.
questions.
So, well, what question? Is there any particular questions? You're my guest. We got a half an hour to go. I did tell you, I usually do a second show about faith. And we can talk a little about that. I opened up and I said, because some good things have happened as I've gone through the worst 6 months. Not the very challenging time. And now all of a sudden, a couple of really good things happen. So I believe in the power of prayer and having faith. And I've really needed my faith. I made some mistakes. So have you seen some adversity and, called for some faith and asked God to give you some help or the Buddha?
Absolutely.
Or
Well,
your dad was a minister.
no.
It just seems to be like a girl that
no.
turns into Kitty
No,
Fairlane
it wasn't.
had a-
He should have been.
What did he do? What's your dad do? Well, he's retired now?
I don't want to talk about my dad.
We're not talking about
No.
the dad? But your mom likes Kitty Fairlane.
Yes.
Was your mom a performer?
No. Neither
Were they
parents.
surprised that you came out being this?
No, I
spotlight
was always happy outwardly.
So it's not a surprise to them that you want to get out there and entertain the people.
No, I've always wanted to, yeah. I love making people laugh, so that's always.
Okay, very good.
When I started working when I was 13, 14 at a Pizza Hut. Whatever I'm doing, you know, being in school,
Right.
high school, waitressing, I always brought the funny because I love to make people
lighten the people's
laugh.
Load. It's a high-stress world. We got to lighten the people's load.
Yeah, but it's always been, I've always had kind of a potty mouth, but
yes,
because my parents swore, that's my excuse. But
your parents had potty mouths?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, they still do.
So they were both sailors or longshoremen?
Truck drivers. No, but that's where I've tried to tone it down, like in high school.
A lot of those serial killers are truck drivers because it enables them to move from state to state.
Oh,
I learned that on
gosh.
Criminal Minds and CSI.
Yeah, but
so
just
they were not surprised that you turned out wanting to entertain the people, make
Right.
them laugh. And okay,
Yeah.
when you first left to come to L.A., the Devil's Playground, did they try to stop you? Did they say good luck? We support your family.
no, my dad, because I'm from a small town like Havasu,
Right.
Arizona. When I was getting close to graduating, he's like, "I'll pay for your schooling, you know,
stay
whatever you
here."
want to." Wait, you know, all this. Then I'm thinking like, oh my God, I get to go to. Let's see what colleges, UCLA. You know, in my head, like all
Right,
over.
but that
And then he's like,
condition was-
"Yeah, whatever you want to take at the community college." And I was like, seriously? I can pay $50 a unit. Like, got it. I'm out.
So was yours a family that was like a church-going family?
No.
Not at all?
No.
There was no...
I went to Sunday school.
You did go to Sunday school.
Yeah, just for like a year.
And when were you a psychedelic teenager at all?
No.
None of that?
No.
Did you never, like, experiment with marijuana and
I got
party?
caught smoking when I was
Smoking cigarettes or pot?
smoking cigarettes when I was 12. My very
12.
first time I got caught. At the very first time I even smoked.
Right.
Got caught, and then my friends and I after school were like, you know, try this cigarette. And I was like, eh. So we were smoking in one of the, in front of the doorways, but it was like a little private area.
Yeah.
And then the, one of the workers there, the maintenance man, saw us, and he's like, I'm going to call your parents and tell you you're smoking. So we ran home, and we're just like, oh my God. So I'm on the phone. I'm talking to my friend. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Should I tell my parents? And my friend's like, you know, I have to tell mine. And then I hear my mom on the phone, and she's like, tell us what? And I was like, oh. So I told her, and then she's like, you have to tell your dad you were smoking when he gets home. So I was sweating bullets. So my dad gets home. He's in the big garage, his man cave, and I'm in there hanging out with him for like 2 hours. And I never go in there and hang out. But I'm in there. I'm like, I have to tell him. And I'm just like going crazy.
What were you expecting
and
as a reaction? A lot of
to get my
screaming?
ass kicked.
Oh, is
no,
that
but
right?
just to say that, it's fear. It's
No, I
scary,
understand, but
you
I'm
know.
saying, is
and then
would the consequence have been like being smacked in the head, being...
yeah, well, back then they could smack you in your booty, you know.
So that
which, yeah,
at 14 that could have happened to you?
13. 12 or 13. It was 12 or 13. No, so I was really scared. My dad was, I mean, he's a tough guy.
He's a tough guy.
Yeah, so
Was he
I was
former military?
terrified. He was in the Army.
Okay.
Yeah.
God bless him. Was he there fighting back the Nazis? Beating back the Nazis?
No,
He was in Nam.
he was in jail. No. No, he wasn't. No, but anyways, told him, and then got a yelling, and then he brought me inside, sat me down, and took out, because they both smoked, whatever, a case of cigarette cartons.
Yeah. Did
He's
he
like,
make you
you're gonna
smoke a whole
smoke.
carton?
He's like, you're gonna smoke every cigarette in this carton, and I was
that's
like,
aversion
so I smoked one, but I was coughing.
Yeah.
And I just never, to be honest, I don't enjoy it, and it's
No, I
not.
never liked
I've
cigarettes.
tried smoking. It just doesn't.
But I'm saying, you know, we grew up, I mean, marijuana was a big thing. It's a bigger thing now. I'm just curious. Did marijuana never? You never had any interest?
No, I've tried pot. Sometimes I do
you
it, but
laugh and
rarely.
giggle, or-
It makes me want to eat. So why?
Oh, I'm with you,
I
yeah.
don't need to
No, it
fucking eat.
went from giving me a great habit. It went from showing
Jesus,
me.
God.
It went from showing me a great time. It was aphrodisiacal.
I love Rice
lovey-dovey.
Krispie treats, though. Okay,
And then-
but
but
pot,
then-
food, pot.
Food and marijuana and I'm already a sugar junkie. Forget it. And then it turned into just mad anxiety. Mad anxiety. I can't be smoking.
I just like to be aware
Yeah,
I'm an observer
I
too,
know,
so
but I know people that
Yeah.
wake and bake and are totally accomplished. They meet their responsibilities. They have kids. They get everything done. It's everyone's different. I have no problem with people smoking pot. Smoke what do it, whatever. I have a problem with meth, heroin,
I'm fine
crack.
watching it. I'm just not into, like, I'm so naive in that way. People could be, unless they're like convulsing.
Well, yeah,
but
people-
I,
it's when
I've
you
always
make it-
avoided that crowd.
It's
thank
when
God.
you make it so important. It's like there are too many comics. Like pot is so important. It's like, dude.
Yeah, but it's their it's their thing. You know, if it helps
outside of you
people's
should be
pain,
that
then all
important.
for it.
Unless you've got the mental health issues and pot settles them, okay. Schizophrenics have to have their medication. I get it. I walked away from it because of the anxiety it gave me. And I stopped drinking because I said it was in the way of making money, and it was too important. I had a birthday party.
So do you drink alcohol or no?
No, not now.
So
I'm
you're
in no
you're
programs.
total-
I just made a decision.
Okay.
But
I love wine.
I loved wine. I loved cognac. I loved my martinis. Here's when I said I have to really reconsider. And I never considered myself an alcoholic. I will not get up and say I'm an alcoholic because I'm not an alcoholic. But I had a birthday party at the Sagebrush Cantina, and 9 people bought me bottles of vodka as a present. And that told me that that was their perception of me, that I'm a vodka guy. And I didn't like that.
Right.
And I said their perception should be how he makes people laugh, how he inspires people, how he, counsels people. I'm very good with helping people with devising strategies for troubled relationships. I didn't like that, so I said, okay, this has to stop. Now, I'm not saying I'm never going to drink again. In fact, today's Tuesday. The Mega Millions is 250 mil.
Oh.
So when I go buy my winning ticket, when this is over,
I'll go with
I'll
you.
make this promise to you.
You'll just
I
split
win,
it.
if it's 250 mil, I'll get about 100 mil clear. I'll fund Miss Kitty Fairlane's one-man show. One-woman show. Two-booby show.
Two-booby
whatever
show.
you want to call it. Now, and are you... Because a lot of people grow up with families. Like I knew a girl from Louisiana that was a pageant girl. Mm-hmm. And we went on a date. And I loved this woman. She was a great gal. Very classy. And
Very classy.
She did not use foul language like you.
Oh, well,
Anyway.
talking naughty's more fun.
She told me that where she grew up, at the end of the workday, people came home, sat on the veranda, the patio, whatever they called it, and had a couple of cocktails, and that was normal. But they didn't have 2 bottles of Jack Daniels, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm asking you, are you a person who at the end of your workday you come home and have a glass of wine and relax? Or, you like
Yeah,
that
I
kind of
love
thing?
wine.
You do? You've been
Yeah.
up to wine country?
Yes.
To Sonoma, Healdsburg?
I haven't been to
You got to go to Sonoma. Napa's beautiful. I used to do a thing called Comedy Off the Vine. We did comedy shows up in at the wineries because my friend moved up there. She married a guy. They owned a little winery. I met other people that owned wineries. It was, if you can't make people that have spent the first hour tasting wine, and you know how the tasting goes, it's a little bit, but it sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
If you can't make those people laugh, just get out of the comedy game. If you arrive in...
It also depends what mood your crowd's in.
No,
Like, you
well,
can-
I'm saying if they spent an hour in wine country drinking great wines, and you get up in front of them and you can't make them laugh, you just get out of
Is it
the
like a church gathering?
No, it's in the barrel room. Now, one of them, there was a Russian guy, and I'm not making this up. It was a couple, Boris and Natasha. No bullshit. Boris and Natasha. And he made flavored vodkas way before all these companies become. So after the show, we're all mingling, and everybody's telling us how much they loved it, and we're drinking wine. I mean, you get toasted up there. You don't got to drive anyway. You're on this beautiful vineyard. And so I said to him, your vodkas, your flavored vodkas are very tasty. And he goes to me, vodka, it is social lubricant. Because, not everyone's like me and you.
Oh, definitely not.
We could
No,
go to a party. We could go to a comedy night, hang in the back. We could talk to anybody at any time. I don't need alcohol to talk. It's one of the reasons I walked away from it. And I'm not preaching against alcohol. I didn't like the idea that I can't get sexually uninhibited or free to speak to people without alcohol. I didn't like that. So, but here's the thing. Not everybody is like me and you. I can tell. I have good instincts. You don't need your character of Kitty. You can talk to anyone. You're a friendly person. You can talk to anyone. And you don't need to be drunk to do it. You don't need to be under the influence. But
some people do,
They're very shy.
Yeah.
They're very self-conscious.
We all have our own vices. So.
Well, you've seen those people that change after the second drink, right? They're really quiet and shy, and all of a sudden.
Or when they have too much and they're like really bad drunks. That's bad.
You have a date? Well, you must have dated a guy that was an asshole after drinking at this point. You must have had one abusive alcoholic or potentially abusive, right?
Well, he wasn't abusive. Otherwise, I don't stand for that shit.
No, I know. I'm saying
I'll whip your ass.
If it was abusive, it would have been
well,
one time.
he hid it. We dated for like 6 months, and
they're very good at hiding it.
And we'd go have drinks, but he hid it, and then. He hid it from me, and then I was realizing, wait, he does have a drinking problem.
It took me 6 months.
And it was, I'm like, this is not. And then he really changed. Like, he'd start to slur.
Yeah.
And I actually stop.
Yeah.
If I even hear myself slur, I'm like, I am done, because it's so unattractive.
You know what? I say this all the time.
Because I've grew up with my friends.
Yeah.
My parents' friends, and I'm like, no. Stop.
Women who were falling down drunk, it's frat boys, it plays well. It's expected. Guys in their 20s, but grown women past 30, 35.
Grown men.
Well,
oh my God! Don't knock us chicks.
I just personally, I'm not being sexist. I just think it plays a lot worse on women. I see it at these murder mystery shows, and it came from Sex and the City, the Real Housewives shows. It
with
made
their
it
heels
okay.
on too, with their high heels. That's even a better look.
All right, let's get the other song. We're coming to the close. So let's do the other song.
Okay.
Give us the history or the background on the other song.
Okay. Well, I sang a song about pussy, so how about a song about dick?
Am I doing any meows or barking on this one?
You can wing it. You can sing "Dick, Dick, Dick" in the background.
Okay.
Anyways, it's Vanilla Ice.
Oh.
Are there any Vanilla Ice fans? Woo!
You got to give
I
Ice
love
credit.
Vanilla.
He
I love Vanilla.
Stuck around.
He has lame hairdos, but I like he can rap.
He can rap, and he's stuck around. He's got that Amish show with that construction show.
Yeah.
He's doing good. He's a good man.
Yeah. So I took this song and I made it dirty.
Okay, so this is an homage to Ice.
Yeah.
You don't see this as theft.
Well, it's an homage to dick. So it's for you gay men out there, ladies and inmates. If you're in jail, I know you like dick out there. Okay, wait.
This is when I'm famous. This is what's going to come back to haunt me. Oh, much applause, much applause.
What is that? That's not my song, is it?
Sound effects. We're in a studio.
Oh, goodness. And then turn it up. Ready, hit it, DJ. Yeah.
Ooh, turn it up a little bit. Yo, D-I-C-K. Let's look it. Nice, baby. Yo, nice,
baby.
All right, gays and ladies and inmates, dick is rad, great invention. Someone grabs hold of it tightly. It flows like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, hell no. Turn off the lights and let's blow to the extreme. We lick weenie like a vandal. If you're gay, wax a junk like a candle. Manscape, rush and trim that shit. I'm telling you, clip your nose hairs too. Inmates, cut balls readily. Anything less than the best is a felony.
Ladies, need it? You better really clean it. You better hit up bullseyes. Chicks don't play. If there was a problem, you better solve it. Better take Viagra. Be ready, darling.
Nice, baby. Yeah, that's right. Put your hands in the air. Nice, baby. Yeah. Viagra's nice, baby.
Nice, baby.
Viagra's nice, baby.
Nice, baby.
Now that your balls are thumping with a ding-dong lick like Vegas, pumping quick to the point, I'm not faking like Elvis, eating like a pound of bacon, yearning your bald-headed giggle stick. I go crazy when I see your giggling. Zip down, you fly, do they have a one trick? I'm on a roll. See you, kosher pickle. Kept on, wooing to the next stop. You busted out, yo, what a little dinky. Yo, banana small, yo. So I went to Big Dick Avenue. Nice, baby.
Oh, nice, baby.
It's really big, baby.
Yes, big.
Yo,
baby.
break it out.
I ain't breaking it out. That's when I'm famous and they give me a couple of mil for it.
Big, baby. Yeah, that's right. Yo, man, let's get out of here. I need a word with your zipper.
You know what's
Yo,
funny?
I'm Vanilla
You
Ice
mentioned
Cream.
nose hairs. And you know what's funny? I am astonished by how many men. I understand the guys in their 20s, but guys over 30 and 35 that I see that I used to do comedy shows.
Their nose and ear.
You've got a forest growing out of there.
Yeah.
I am obsessed with, that is a self.
Do you have a little nose?
No, I use
You
scissors.
can get one.
I don't. Those things don't do it. You got to go with scissors. Look, gentlemen, seriously, you cannot. When you walk out of the house
and
in
fix
your
your
30s,
eyebrows too. When their eyebrows get long, even women.
Yeah.
Women, we start to get
women
hair
are-
too.
Yeah, and ear hair. You take
Yeah.
your razor blade and you get rid of it.
But
Because
you'll
you
get
know
a
who
few
you know.
strangler like I.
You know when I'll
eyebrows?
accept a forest out of my
Let me see
nose and
that.
hairs out of my ears? I'll accept it when I'm 85 years old because that's when it's expected.
Right.
But when I see guys in their 30s, I'm just like, I want to throw them against the wall and go, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're going to get close to a woman? She's going to notice that, pal. She's going to notice that. So the nose hairs.
clip
What
your
was the
nose
line
hairs.
before the nose
Clip your
hairs?
nose
You said
hairs.
something
Oh my
else
God,
before
let
the
me
nose
see.
hairs that I related to.
Wait. Okay. Oh.
Something else.
Manscaped.
Oh,
Russian
yeah,
trim
yeah, yeah.
that shit. I'm telling you, clip your
what
nose
is with
hairs
you?
too.
Are you
yeah.
going to tell me
Manscaped.
you like the manscaping?
Yeah. You don't have to have it waxed, but trim that shit. I say trim that shit.
Do you think the roughest, toughest guys, the ice road truckers, the Navy SEALs, the Army Rangers, the fucking
You
lumberjack?
don't have to get waxed, but
No,
trim
but I'm
it.
asking you, do you think the toughest, most
It's
masculine...
cleaner.
Do you think they manscape?
Do you think women should
Do you think... What if some big cowboy guy came in here, 6'4", 220, with the boots, just like the cowboy guy, the fucking dude, and you wound up naked with him, but he wasn't manscaped. You're going to walk away from that?
If his hairy ass was
Because
stinky.
well, stinky, I agree. What was the other thing you said about the swizzle stick?
Swizzle
Not you didn't call it joystick.
Joystick.
Because,
oh,
you called it
gosh.
something else. Knob-headed, bald-headed.
Bald-headed giggle stick.
Bald-headed giggle stick.
Bald-headed giggle stick. I go crazy when I see you wiggly.
Okay, so let's take a moment, because we got about 10 minutes. Let's tell the people where they might. Do you have... First of all, tell them the website, the Twittering, tell them-
Twitter.
Twitter, I don't. I
Facebook.
I should
I'm not
Facebook,
a Twitterer. I have a
Facebook.
Twitter, but I never use it. But
I
do
have
the
Twitter too, but I don't.
Kitty Fairlane
I
should be
can't even.
Twittering. I would
Twitter.
think.
I Facebooky.
Okay, so where do they see you on Facebook?
Joyce Westergaard.
You better spell that last
Yes,
name.
JoyceWestergaard.
2 A's in
Two
Westergaard.
A's, and then I have a Miss Kitty Fairlane fan page.
And Kitty Fairlane, that Fairlane is Fairlaine, like the
Yes.
car, the
Yes.
Ford Fairlane. Okay.
Yes, Ford Fairlane. And then you can check my website out, misskittyproductions.com. But
And you could be hired for private events.
yes, yeah.
But it's got to be the right private event, of course. You can't go
Well,
to
of
corporate
course,
America
it's not for no
shaking your boobies
right.
and talking
no,
about
but
knob-headed swizzle sticks or whatever.
Well, if there's a theme too, I always try and incorporate. Like I asked you, I always try or write something that's appropriate. Like I do,
okay.
I do
So you can
burlesque
go,
shows.
okay.
They always have a theme: rock history, Valentine's.
Do you have other
So-
burlesque type gals that, if they say we want like a trio, a troupe, do you have gals you work with? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got the whole.
And I do vaudeville shows.
Okay, I got you.
I love variety shows.
Right.
That's my favorite because it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, yeah.
But I love playing a live audience. There's nothing better.
Well, I mean,
And-
corporate's where the money is. That's why I ask. I mean, Kitty Fairlane, what she did here today, couldn't go to a corporate show unless she got lucky with, like me, with the
I could clean it.
biomedical.
I could clean it up
But
a little
you
bit. But
can
it's
clean-
it's more about flirting and just being flirty
Yeah,
and
yeah, I
and
understand.
fun.
But you can't say
know?
knob-headed giggle stick at a corporate show.
Knob-headed. Well, I'm not saying cock or penis.
Trust me, I've done plenty of corporate gigs.
I could say it's not. I'm not talking about a penis. I'm talking about someone's head, like someone's.
All right, now, so no Twitter. You don't even have a Twitter handle?
No, I have Twitter. I just.
What is the Twitter handle? You got to at least tell
Isn't
them.
it just under my name?
No, you got to set it up. At Kitty Fairlane or at Joyce Westergaard? No,
I
you
do
don't
have a Twitter.
You don't know what...
No, because I work a lot. My day job, I do
understand.
costumes. I work
understand, but
65, 7 hours a
If I wanted
week,
to
and
tweet
then.
you right now, you don't know
Why don't
where
you
I-
text me?
No, but I'm saying, we always want to let people know how to reach
I'll
you.
work on my Twitter.
And of course, if someone calls you with a private gig
Tweet.
and it pays like $1,200, I get 60%. You get 40. That's my fee.
Yeah.
So,
For shizzle. Oh, and I have a show February 20th.
Okay, and where
at
is that?
Chinese Man Theater.
Oh,
at the Inside Jokes.
Yeah. I haven't been there yet. I want to go perform
Woman
there. Who is it that
Applause.
runs that?
Denise Vasquez.
Oh, she's someone new then. There was someone else running that.
Well, I think they have different producers come in, and you can
is
rent the space.
Denise's like all-girl show, or
It was, but now there's a
you
mixture.
could put in a word for me?
I will.
I
totally.
know. I've got to go back out this year and start.
You'll
doing
have her
some
on
more
your show.
stand-up.
I'll introduce you
Oh, I
guys.
definitely
She's
will
fun,
have her,
and she's a
definitely.
musician. She sings not.
Oh, is that right? Play guitar?
Yep.
And sings. Does she do dirty songs like you too?
Yes.
And her last
Oh, and
name's
you can
Vasquez.
check me out on
She's
YouTube
Latino.
too for some skits I've done. Huh?
Latino women
Latino.
generally tend to like me, except the ones that want to stab me. Okay, so YouTube. What's on YouTube? What will they? If they just put Kitty Fairlane on YouTube, they can...
Joyce Westergaard or Miss Kitty Fairlane.
Miss Kitty Fairlane.
Miss Kitty Fairlane.
Okay, let's.
Yeah, there's some good stuff there.
Okay, and so no show coming up prior to the 20th of February though.
February.
Right now, as far as you know, do you ever go out to any of these open mics still, just to play stuff around?
I want to. Denise has a show, open mic with music. I want to do. I just hadn't had time to work on new stuff.
I gotcha.
So I'm working on a few other songs.
You ever done that place on Santa Monica Boulevard? It's a bar. It's right in the middle of the boys' town there. I'll forget the name of it, but...
It's open mic?
Well, no, it's a comedy show. I don't think it's necessarily open mic. Huck and Halpin have been there. I was there one night to see them. You know Huck, too, right?
Yeah.
Huck, those guys
Yeah.
are great. I love
Yeah.
them. I put them together as the Huck and Halpin show.
Yeah. Well, they have a podcast show too, right?
They had a podcast, but they stopped. They never got to episode 100. It really hurt.
Oh, really?
It broke my heart. I couldn't get an answer. I was on that. I think those guys are just great together. Sean, I love. He's doing.
Sean Halpin, check out his stuff.
He's doing the Veterans of Comedy tour. He goes and entertains the troops. He was a Marine. you
Yeah.
know. So I want him on my.
I was going to say he was
Actually,
in the Navy.
When
yeah,
the
he was a Marine.
shit goes down, I'm going to have a compound in Texas probably. I'll want Sean there. I've got a bunch of former military guys, but we will need some entertainment. So, you'll be on the compound. That'll be just fantastic.
That'd be fabulous.
Merlin will be there, ready to eat all the ISIS guys, all
Little
those
Merlin.
psychotic terrorists.
Little Merlin.
guys.
Oh, and how? Because you asked me earlier about my cat Meg.
Yes. What about Meg?
MEG.
You got her at
well,
the shelter.
This is how I came up with Miss Kitty, because I did sketch comedy shows,
Oh,
improv.
you did? Oh, I could see that. I
So,
could see you
anyways,
doing
I was never a cat person. I was always a dog person.
Okay.
But my roommate at the time brought this little cat home to watch for a few weeks to help out at a shelter.
that. Okay.
And then I ended up falling in love with her, and I'm like, I have to keep her. But I was going back and forth because I'm like, oh, to deal with the litter box, to deal with all that.
Yeah, it's not that
But
big a deal.
well, no, but it was the transition of I'm going to be a mommy, even though it's an animal.
Right.
It's taking on
Oh,
that
no,
responsibility.
It's a responsibility.
So-
Cats are much easier than
Oh, totally.
these
But
characters.
anyways, fell in love with her, and it's true. It's like when you go to a pound or a shelter,
it's so heartbreaking.
you know,
it's tough to go.
you pick them up, but they really choose you.
Yeah.
But you're saving two lives.
Yeah, oh, no
you're saving
question.
theirs and yours, and she really opened my heart.
No,
So, anyways,
Listen.
I wrote a skit, Miss Kitty, about talking about my pussy, but it's really talking about my cat because I
Right.
loved her so much.
I gotcha.
And then I came up with the whole double entendre,
Yeah.
the sex appeal, mainly Marilyn Monroe based, Jane
Yeah.
Mansfield, that kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
old 50s, 60s vibe with a little Betty Boop.
yeah.
But just being, I love that old Hollywood kitschiness.
No, that's what
you
I'm
know,
saying.
and that's
You're-
where
yeah,
that's where I
that's-
have the most fun. That's why I love doing this.
Right. I think you
and
got.
it's just so much fun.
I've met other women
ball.
over my time in LA that clearly, should have been in that glamorous Hollywood era. That's where they were meant to be.
I've always, I love that. Like, the music and everything. Dean
All right.
Martin.
All right.
Elvis.
So let's one more time tell everybody
Oh.
about our Pitbull energy drink. If you want to get this,
Delicious.
you want to have this at home, I'm telling you, I am a lazy man by nature. I'm not hustling every day the way I should. I am hustling as best I can, but I really am a lazy bastard by nature. And part of that's because I grew up with my dad had the Puritan thing going. He would scream in my face constantly, work hard and sacrifice, work hard and sacrifice. And so consequently, I grew up to be a lazy bastard. But you know what's funny? Every successful comedian interviews I see, Amy Poehler and Tina Fey and a bunch of others. Every interview, you know, they did great on the Golden Globes. I don't watch the whole show, but I watch them.
They're awesome.
Funny. But they all do talk about how hard they worked. And I haven't worked that hard. I haven't traveled this country going on the road, and I'm not going on the road now. But that's the beauty of this and the interweb.
Yeah, but look what you're doing.
I know. I'm very happy.
Still not
with,
giving up,
yeah.
and thank you
I'd
for
be
having
here
me
every
on your
day if
show,
I
too.
could. Yeah.
Well, you could be here.
So you know, but I've never been a street performer. Have you seen those nuts on Hollywood Boulevard? Superman, Batman, the guy that plays Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh, he looks great.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That guy I give props to, and if I had plenty of money and I was down there, I'd slip that guy hundreds. I give him all the credit in the world. All right, on that we're going out. Let's go out. What are we going out with? Every Day I'm Hustling again, or pick a song, whatever.
Yo,
You want to give him one last shake?
Little booby shake. Oh, little booby shake. Wow, this camera makes me look fat.
No. All right, thank you for watching.
Oh my God, there I am. Hello.
Thank you for
Bye,
being
fans.
here.
Bye.
Thank you, Miss Kitty Fairlane,
Thank
Joyce
you so
Westergaard,
much.
for being here.
Thank you.
Are you a diabetic? Need some energy? Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink is the healthiest, best-tasting energy drink around. For more information and online ordering with free shipping, please visit hiphopbev.com. Remember, Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, suitable for diabetics, great for everyone.
Hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling.
Who the fuck you think you're fucking with? I'm the fucking boss. 745 white on